Over the past 18 months, issues with city codes ranging from public nuisance enforcement to building and fire regulations have been highlighted as being detrimental to development in the city of Elko. What steps, if any, do you think need to be undertaken to encourage development in the future?
Well, growth is here. I know there's a certain facet of people here in town that don't want any growth, but the growth is here, and we're trying to manage it the best we can. You know, the building department has done some work with some software to try to speed up the permit process. So when a builder comes in and can submit the permit, it can get approved, and so they can get to the site and get building. It's tough. There's no doubt about it. I think that at some point in time we need to look at doing more of it in-house, as in the inspections and so when they submit plans, if they need to be revised, we send them out now to be revised, and we get somebody in-house that could do that. It would certainly speed up the process so the builder could get on board and get building what he needs to get building. I think that's our best shot, is to streamline that building department best we can.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Mr. Hagan, same question. Would you like for me to repeat it?
Please.
Over the past 18 months, issues with city codes ranging from public nuisance enforcement to building and fire regulations have been highlighted as being detrimental to development in the city of Elko. What steps, if any, do you think need to be undertaken to encourage development in the future?
Well, I don't believe that we should start picking apart our city codes. A lot of them are there for safety reasons. I mean, you know, a 5,000 square foot house does require a fire suppression system, and that's from, you know, years of people building and coming across problems, you know, with certain size buildings. I mean, we shouldn't downplay things that would involve safety with building. Just to speed up the process, we need to be very careful when we start involving matters of that. Building codes were put there for a reason. Hundreds of years of people building put those codes there. I mean, sure. I mean, some may be outdated. We can look at that, but I do believe they are there for the good of the builder, the buyer, and the city.
Ms. Ostra, you have the final opportunity for that question. Would you like for me to repeat it?
Not necessary, thank you. So in regards to the building department and the building codes, I know that in recent months, per se the last 18 months, that the building codes have been revised, they've been updated. That's not something that the city has any control over, is what the government is deciding that the building codes are. I do believe that the city plans on updating their building code again toward the beginning of the year. I do think that we need to work on the relationship of the builders with the building department. I also agree that if we get engineer on staff at the city level, that will help some internal review to try to facilitate that process and make it a little bit easier. Again, I believe the codes are there for safety reasons for the public. They're not there to be a thorn in everyone's side. I do believe that the building department is doing their best, and I know that the third-party review and going out to a third-party review is some of the frustration that is felt by the builders, because that third-party review has specific individuals that will review a small piece of each code. They have a lot of staff that can turn that quickly. Internally, I don't believe that the Elko City staff has the capacity or the ability to turn it as quickly as a third-party review. So I believe that they're doing it as quickly as they can, but I also believe additional staff would be helpful to hopefully facilitate that process more smoothly.
Thank you, Ms. Ostra.